Hey everyone, ready to unlock some serious brain power?
Absolutely. Let's dive in.
All right, so we've been digging into this awesome research on how to improve your brain power, and let me tell you, there's some seriously cool stuff in here.
It's really fascinating how much potential we have to boost our cognitive function.
Right. And the best part is it's not about some crazy complicated routine. It's all about simple, everyday things you can start doing right now.
Exactly. Like one of the most important things, and this is something people often overlook, is sleep.
Okay, yeah, I've definitely been guilty of skimping on sleep sometimes. But tell me, why is sleep so important for a sharper mind? I always thought it was just about resting our bodies.
Oh, it's so much more than that. While you sleep, your brain is actually hard at work, processing everything you learned during the day, solidifying memories, and even getting rid of toxins. It's like a nightly mental detox, you know?
So if I'm not getting enough sleep, my brain isn't just tired. It's actually like struggling to function properly.
Exactly. Studies have shown that sleep deprivation can really mess with your reaction time, your decision-making, your problem-solving skills. It's even been compared to having a blood alcohol level of 0.08%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a serious wake-up call. No more late-night Netflix binges for me. I'm aiming for that 7 to 9 hours of sleep.
That's the goal. And here's a little tip to help you actually achieve it. Ditch the screens before bed.
Oh man, that's gonna be tough.
No.
But I know it's good advice.
It is. That blue light they emitted really messes with your melatonin production.
Right, melatonin, that's the hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep.
Exactly. So ditch the screens an hour or two before bed, and you'll be surprised how much easier it is to fall asleep.
All right, so consistent sleep, no screens before bed, check and check. Now let's talk about that brain-boosting food you mentioned, because if I can get smarter while enjoying delicious snacks, well, sign me up.
You're in luck. This research highlights some really tasty brain fuel, like dark chocolate, for example.
Wait, seriously, chocolate can actually make you smarter.
Well, it can definitely boost your brain power. Think about it. Dark chocolate is full of flavonoids, which have been shown to improve blood flow to the brain.
And that helps with memory and cognitive function.
Exactly. Plus, it has a little bit of caffeine for alertness and antioxidants to protect your brain cells from damage.
So it's like a triple whammy for brain power. Okay, what else should we be adding to our mental menu?
Omega-3 fatty acids, those are super important for brain health. You can find them in fatty fish like salmon, as well as walnuts.
Salmon, walnuts, dark chocolate. This is shaping up to be a pretty delicious brain-boosting diet.
Right. And don't forget about berries, especially blueberries and blackberries. They're packed with antioxidants that fight off oxidative stress, which can be harmful to brain cells.
So those little berries are like tiny shields for our brains, protecting them from damage. That's amazing. What about nuts and seeds? I've always heard they're good for you.
They are. Nuts and seeds are a great source of vitamin E, which is another powerful antioxidant that supports cognitive function and protects your brain from age-related decline.
Okay, this is all music to my ears. So we've got salmon, walnuts, dark chocolate berries, nuts and seeds. Is there anything else we should add to this brain power buffet?
Leafy green vegetables like spinach and kale, those are full of brain-boosting nutrients. And of course, don't forget to stay hydrated.
Right, water. I know I've definitely felt that mental fog roll in when I haven't been drinking enough.
It makes sense. Your brain is about 75% water, so staying hydrated is super important for keeping it functioning at its best.
All right, so we've got sleep, we've got nutrition. What about exercise? I have to admit, I'm not always the biggest fan of hitting the gym.
Well, you know, exercise isn't just about physical fitness. It's a brain booster, too. When you get your heart rate up, you increase blood flow to the brain, delivering oxygen and all those essential nutrients.
Okay, so maybe I can convince myself to get moving if I think of it as a workout for my brain. What kind of exercise are we talking about here?
Aerobic exercises, things like running, swimming, or cycling, are fantastic for boosting something called BDNF.
BDNF. What's that?
It stands for brain-derived neurotrophic factor, and it helps your brain form new connections, which makes it easier to learn new things and remember information.
So those heart-pumping activities are key for building a stronger, more adaptable brain. I like it. What about activities like yoga and stretching? I'm more of a low-impact kind of person.
Those are great options, too. Yoga and stretching might not be as intense, but they're fantastic for reducing stress, which can really affect your cognitive function. They can also help with concentration and promote relaxation, leading to a more focused and clear mind.
So we've got our cardio or yoga. What if I'm more of a walk around the block kind of person?
Even a brisk 30-minute walk a few times a week can make a huge difference. The key is to find an activity you enjoy and can stick with. It's all about making movement a regular part of your routine for those long-term brain benefits.
Got it. So we've talked about physically working out our brains, but I'm also curious about the mental workout aspects, specifically mindfulness and meditation. I'll be honest, I tend to feel stressed and scattered. Does this stuff really work?
Yeah, it really does. Research shows that mindfulness and meditation can actually rewire your brain.
Rewire my brain. That sounds intense.
It is pretty amazing. Mindfulness and meditation can help you improve your focus, regulate your emotions, and reduce stress, all of which are crucial for optimal cognitive function.
Wow, rewire my brain for better focus. That's pretty powerful stuff. But honestly, meditation sounds a bit intimidating. Where do we even start?
You can start small. Even just 10 minutes a day can make a difference. Find a quiet spot, close your eyes, and just focus on your breath. There are also tons of guided meditation apps out there that can help.
10 minutes, I can handle that.
Yeah.
What about those mindfulness exercises I've heard about? Are those helpful too?
Those are great too. Journaling is a fantastic way to practice mindfulness, and so is gratitude reflection. Taking a few moments each day to appreciate the good things in your life can really shift your mental state.
So it's about training your brain to focus on the positive and let go of those negative thoughts.
Exactly. Negative thought patterns can really drain your mental energy.
Think of it this way. By training our minds to be calmer and more focused, we're basically upgrading our mental operating system. Less frazzled, more efficient. That's a brain power boost you can really feel. Okay, so we've covered sleep, nutrition, physical activity, and mindfulness. What other brain-boosting strategies should we explore?
Well, if you're ready to take your brain training to the next level, let's talk about some stimulating activities that can really challenge your cognitive abilities.
All right, bring on the brain games.
Yeah.
I'm all about challenging myself and keeping my mind sharp.
Well, the research suggests that variety is key when it comes to stimulating those cognitive abilities.
Variety, huh?
Yeah. So think puzzles, learning a new language, playing chess, or even taking up a musical instrument.
I love that. It's not just about one specific activity, it's about giving our brains all sorts of different challenges and keeping things interesting.
Exactly. And reading, of course, is a fantastic way to stimulate your mind. Explore different genres, dive into new worlds through books. It can really open up new perspectives and, expand your knowledge base.
Right. That makes sense. I've always wanted to learn a new language. Maybe this is the motivation I need. What about things like debating or getting creative with activities like painting or writing?
Those are great too. Debating can really sharpen your critical thinking skills, force you to consider different viewpoints, which is always a good mental workout.
Right, makes you think outside the box.
Exactly. And creative activities like painting and writing those can tap into different parts of your brain, boost your imagination, self-expression, problem-solving abilities.
So anything that pushes us out of our comfort zone and gets those mental gears turning.
Absolutely. The key takeaway here is the importance of novelty. When you challenge your brain with new things, you enhance neuroplasticity.
Neuroplasticity, that's like our brain's ability to form new connections and adapt, right?
That's it.
Pretty cool. So it's like we're constantly rewiring our brains and making them more adaptable through these new experiences.
Yeah.
Okay, this next one, I'm definitely on board with socialization and meaningful conversations. Who doesn't love a good chat?
Right. And it turns out those conversations are doing a lot more than just lifting your mood.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, research highlights how interacting with others can actually stimulate different areas of the brain and improve your emotional intelligence.
Interesting. So we're talking about more than just small talk here.
Yeah, we're talking about deep conversations, debates, quality time with loved ones where you're really connecting, engaging on an intellectual and emotional level.
Right, those conversations that really make you think.
Exactly. Those types of interactions, they can strengthen neural pathways and contribute to your overall emotional well-being.
Which is also linked to a healthier brain.
Absolutely.
So it's not just about being social, it's about the quality of those interactions and having those stimulating conversations that challenge us to think differently, broaden our perspectives.
Exactly.
Are there any specific types of social activities that are particularly beneficial for this?
Well, joining clubs, attending networking events, participating in group discussions, those can be great ways to stay mentally engaged.
I see. So it's about surrounding yourself with people who inspire you and challenge you.
Exactly. It's all about finding those people who share your interests and push you to grow.
Got it. Surround ourselves with stimulating people and engage in thought-provoking conversations. Check. Okay, what's next on our brain-boosting journey?
This one's a big one, and it speaks directly to your desire to stay sharp and keep learning, lifelong learning.
Lifelong learning.
Yep.
Yes. I love the idea that our brains can constantly be growing and evolving no matter our age.
Absolutely. The research emphasizes that engaging in lifelong learning is one of the most effective ways to maintain cognitive function and keep those mental abilities strong.
So keep that brain sharp as we age.
Exactly. It's like a workout for your brain, keeping it flexible and adaptable.
So what are some of the best ways to embrace lifelong learning? I'm always looking for new things to try, expand my knowledge and challenge myself.
Well, it's all about feeding your brain with new information and experiences. Reading books, listening to educational podcasts, pursuing hobbies, or even taking online courses are all great options.
Sounds like it's about keeping that curiosity alive.
Exactly.
Constantly seeking out new information, challenging ourselves to learn new things, regardless of, our age or background.
You got it. Curiosity is really a powerful driving force when it comes to intellectual growth.
So ask questions, explore new ideas, never stop seeking knowledge.
Exactly. There's a whole world of information out there waiting to be discovered.
I love that. Embracing that journey of discovery and, continuously expanding our horizons. Speaking of expanding horizons, I have a confession to make. I am a chronic multitasker.
Oh, yeah.
I always thought I was being super productive, but now I'm starting to think maybe not so much.
Well, let's unpack this. Multitasking has become so common, but the research is showing that it might not be doing our brains any favors.
Really? So all those times I thought I was crushing it by juggling multiple tasks at once, I was actually hindering my brain power.
It's a common misconception. You see, our brains are really wired to focus on one thing at a time.
One thing at a time.
Yeah, when we try to do too many things at once, our attention gets divided. We make more mistakes, we feel stressed, and ultimately we're less productive.
That makes sense. I definitely feel that mental drain, after a day of multitasking.
Well,
So what can I do to break this habit and get my brain back on track?
one popular technique is the Pomodoro technique.
The Pomodoro technique.
Yeah, it involves working on a single task for 25 minutes, followed by a short 5-minute break.
Oh, okay. I've heard of that.
This method can really help you stay focused and prevent burnout because you're giving your brain those much-needed mental breaks.
So it's all about giving our brains focused bursts of attention, followed by a little breather to recharge. I can definitely try that.
Yeah.
What about prioritizing tasks and minimizing distractions?
Absolutely. That's another key strategy. Identify your most important tasks and tackle those first. Minimize interruptions as much as possible. Create a dedicated workspace, turn off notifications, tell people you need some focused time.
Those are great tips. Sometimes I think I get overwhelmed by trying to do everything at once, and that's when the multitasking frenzy begins. Okay, this next one is music to my ears, breaks, and nature.
Ah, yes. Let's talk about giving your brain the rest it deserves.
I'm all for that. Sometimes I feel like I'm going nonstop all day long. Tell me more about the benefits of breaks and how they can boost our brain power.
Well, incorporating short breaks throughout your day is crucial. It can really refresh your mind and boost creativity.
Really, just taking a few minutes can make a difference.
It can. Stepping away from your work even for a few minutes allows your brain to rest and recharge, and then when you go back to your tasks, you'll be more focused and productive.
So it's like hitting the reset button for your brain.
Exactly. Give it a chance to process information and then come back even stronger.
I like that. And what about nature? I've always felt more relaxed and clear-headed after spending time outdoors.
You're not alone. Research shows that spending time in nature has incredible benefits for cognitive function and mental well-being.
So it really is good for us.
It is. Whether it's a walk in the park, hiking in the woods, or even just sitting by a lake, immersing yourself in nature can reduce mental fatigue, improve concentration, boost your mood.
It's like giving your brain a breath of fresh air, literally.
Exactly.
Yeah, it really is amazing how just being in nature can have such a big impact on how we feel. It's like our brains are meant to be in those environments.
Exactly. And, there's even research that suggests that exposure to natural light can help regulate your circadian rhythms.
Oh, right. So that can lead to better sleep.
Exactly. It all connects back to that sleep-wake cycle.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We talk about sleep, nutrition, physical activity,
Yeah.
mindfulness, brain training activities, socialization, lifelong, learning the dangers of multitasking, and the power of breaks in nature. Is there anything else we should be thinking about when it comes to boosting our brain power?
Well, there's one more crucial element we haven't touched on yet, and that's mindset.
Mindset. I've always believed in the power of positive thinking, but I'm curious to hear what the research says about how mindset and brain power are connected.
You're spot on to think about positive thinking. The research shows that our thoughts really do shape our reality.
So a positive mindset can actually help our brains work better.
It can. A positive mindset can really enhance brain performance. And on the flip side, negative thinking can drain your mental energy and make it harder for your brain to function at its best.
So it's like those negative thoughts are creating roadblocks in our brains.
Exactly.
It sounds like cultivating a positive mindset is just as important as all those other brain-boosting strategies we've talked about.
It really is. And the best part is it's something you can actively work on.
So how do we do that? How do we train our brains to be more positive?
Well, the research highlights a few key things, like practicing gratitude, using positive affirmations, and focusing on solutions instead of dwelling on problems.
So it's not about pretending everything's perfect. It's about approaching challenges with a more positive and proactive attitude.
Exactly. It's about seeing those challenges as opportunities for growth.
And using them as fuel to learn and get better.
Right. And don't forget about the power of your environment. Surround yourself with things that lift you up and inspire you.
So that means books, podcasts, music, even the people we spend time with.
Exactly. Create a positive environment and you'll cultivate a more positive mindset.
Which then leads to better brain function.
It's all connected.
I love that. It's like a positive feedback loop. A positive environment leads to a more positive mindset, which then enhances brain function and allows us to create even more positivity in our lives.
Exactly. And studies have shown that optimism and resilience, those key components of a positive mindset, are linked to better brain health and even a longer life.
So a happy brain is a healthy brain. This has been such a fascinating deep dive. I feel like I've learned so much about how to really take care of my brain and unlock my mental potential.
Me too. And the best part is that a lot of these strategies are really simple and easy to incorporate into our daily lives.
It's not about making drastic changes. It's about those small, consistent efforts that make a big difference over time. So to recap for our listeners out there, you're not just getting more sleep, you're also fueling your brain with delicious foods, challenging yourself with new experiences, and even enjoying some guilt-free dark chocolate.
Yeah.
It's about approaching life with a positive mindset, embracing lifelong learning, and really taking care of your mental and physical well-being. It's a holistic approach to boosting your brain power.
It really is. And with all these strategies in mind, here's a question for you. What's one small change you can make today to start boosting your brain power? Maybe it's setting a bedtime alarm, adding some berries to your breakfast, or taking a quick walk in nature. Every little step counts.
We can't wait to hear about your brain-boosting journey. Until next time, keep those minds sharp, stay curious, and remember you have the power to unlock your full mental potential.